I guess it basically all started when I got my draft notice. I'd been going to college, but I dropped out for a semester. Shouldn't have, and they decided it's time for me to come. So anyway, I got my draft notice, and we were in the process of setting up getting married, you know. And so we moved up the date a little bit, because when I first just got the call for the physical, I knew something was happening. So we moved the date up, and when I finally got drafted, we'd been married 19 days. When I finally left her. Which, you know, makes it kind of rough, especially financially. I send her $100 home every month, you know. But from there, I went to Fort Polk, Louisiana, where I started my basic training. And then after that, 8 weeks of basic training, then I went to Tigerland there in Fort Polk for infantry training. And spent, I guess, another 8 weeks there. Then, of course, when I finished, I got my papers, and it was for Vietnam. One of the strange things, when I was on leave, the night before I was supposed to leave, I had an uncle pass away who had basically helped raise me. My father died when I was young, and so I was told if I had an emergency, call the Red Cross, and that's what I did. And they said, well, call your CO, and I thought, well, I don't have a CO, and so they said, well, call the Pentagon. And so I swear. So this is like 10 o'clock at night, and I had to leave the next morning, so I called the Pentagon, and it was closed, which kind of shocked me. But I got a hold of an operator there in Washington, D.C., and they said, we'll catch him again at 7 in the morning, which was 8 in the morning, 7 my time here. And so I called the Pentagon the next morning and got a hold of some guy who said he was a sergeant. As far as I knew, it could have been some guy pushing a broom, but I wasn't sure. Told him the situation. He said, take another 10 days, and I'll send you new papers. So, I mean, I was sitting there dressed and everything, ready to walk out the door when he finally said that. So I gave him an extension, which kind of worried me, because I thought, you know, if this guy really wasn't a sergeant, I'm in deep trouble here, because I'm reporting. But anyway, that worked out. Then from there, I went to St. Louis and Washington, and Fort Lewis, Washington, and mustered out, caught a flight to Vietnam, and was a Southwest Orient. I was really surprised. It was a passenger plane like that with stewardesses and everything. I expected some cargo looking great, you know, taking me. So I landed at Cam Bay and mustered out there, and of course I had no idea what I was in for. And I know when I got there, I had to be put on detail, of course, you know, during while I was waiting to be assigned to my unit. It was at the laundry room. We were getting all the sheets and all ready for the beds for all the people in there. So anyway, the guy asked me to come back after lunch, and we would take a drive down to where they washed them, which was in a naval base there. And we get in this truck, and we start down the road. Of course, we're in a deuce and a half, and there's no weapons in the vehicle at all. And we drive out the gate, and I'm scared to death, thinking, what's wrong with this boy? And I look up, and here comes a guy walking down the road in Bermuda shorts and a little T-shirt, and a Ford station wagon passes. It wasn't military. I look out in the bay. There's somebody water skiing. And I'm thinking, this is going to be okay. This is going to be a good war. And we go down and do the laundry. Of course, then a few days later, I got assigned to the 5th Mechanized Division, 1st and 61st, and they were up in Quang Tri, up in northern I Corps, close to DMZ. And then they put me on C-130, so I started feeling more like the military now, you know. So they flew me up there, and like I said, it was a mechanized. We used personnel carriers. And they, of course, assigned me my equipment, but they didn't give me any bullets the first night. I just got this empty M16, and we're sitting there in this hooch, and we're playing poker. And J's and Trays, you know, the money keeps all that funny money they've given us. We don't know what it's about. It's all piled up. Well, all of a sudden, these rounds start hitting the booth. I mean, the hooch we were in, and we had snipers or people in the wire. So they hollered for us to get in the bunkers. Well, here I jump in this bunker with my empty M16. I have no bullets yet. I didn't even get one bullet like Barney Fife. I had an empty gun. Anyway, it lasted about 30 minutes or so. When it was all over, went back. Of course, all the money was gone off the cot. I don't know who was brave enough to stay back there and take it. But anyway, they finally give me some weapons, some bullets. We go out and I zero my rifle, and they find me out the Bylong, I know, valley, which is up in the top of these mountains, these jungle mountains, and they drop me off there. And they don't have the personnel carriers. This first operation, they're walking, because of the weather and all that. So here I get with my zeroed M16. Well, they decided somebody needed to carry a grenade launcher, so they take me M16, give me M79, and we start humping through those wet jungle hills up and down. It's just killing the rookie, you know.